You ever have a coworker look at you like you're an outdated app that needs uninstalling? Because that's exactly how my week started. I was halfway through updating a compliance audit sheet when the video feed crackled to life. And there he was. Matt. 30 years old, if we're being generous, and the kind of man who probably said synergy in bed and thought Excel macros were cutting-edge sorcery. Our CFO introduced him as the efficiency fixer, which is corporate code for hatchet man with a smile. He had that bleached smile, fake tan confidence you only get from reading half a Gary Vee quote and misunderstanding all of it. "Hi everyone," he smirked. You know the smirk. The frat boy who still does keg stands at weddings smirk. "I'm here to streamline operations and eliminate process redundancies." His eyes scanned the room like he was deciding which antique chair to throw out first. They landed on me. I didn't flinch. Just hit save as, on the folder where I kept every licensing document, federal renewal timestamp, and internal compliance chain tied to my name. Renamed it Church Pancake Recipes. Backed it up. Twice. Dana Miller wasn't going out like a rookie. By lunchtime, he was in the break room joking with baby analysts about phasing out boomer infrastructure. I'm 42. Not a boomer. But in Matt's world, if you don't TikTok your workflow, you're obsolete. That afternoon he hosted a huddle. An open floor plan, of course. Everyone was standing around like it was a group exorcism of common sense. He pulled up a slide deck filled with nonsense phrases like Agile Compliance Ecosystem and Decentralized Accountability Hubs. The interns nodded like witnessing the second coming of Elon Musk. And then he said it. Some of our team members, especially those with legacy responsibilities, will be reassessed for alignment. He stared directly at me. Legacy. Historical. Like I was a sarcophagus in HR's basement. I didn't speak. Just smiled, the kind of smile you give when someone walks straight into a bear trap. That you've been camouflaging for a decade. Quick break, if you're listening and not subscribed, help a soul out. I'm trying to hit 10,000 so I can finally afford a chair without a missing wheel. No, but seriously. 95% of y'all watch without clicking. One tap. You'll make this girl real proud. Anyway. Back to the meltdown. I stayed late that night. Not because I had to. But because I wanted to watch the system breathe before it flatlined. 3 federal platforms. Active certification? Check. Renewal control? Check. Licensing PIN? Check. Audit clearance? Check. All tied to my name. Then I printed my contract clause. The one nobody ever reads. Section 7C. In the event of involuntary termination, all company-paid licensing responsibilities and regulatory certifications shall be considered void within 48 hours. A silent nuke. Nobody noticed when I left the building. But I noticed the way Matt looked at me the next morning. Like a lion eyeing a cow, not knowing the cow has access to drone strikes. Then came the part where the children played with matches. He made everyone re-interview for their own job titles. Spun it as a bonding exercise. People actually came out smiling. He really sees me. He's bringing in fresh air. Yes. The kind that comes out of a busted sewer line. When it was my turn, he didn't even look up. Dana, you've been here a while. Yes, 10 years, I said. He pulled up an org chart. My name was crossed out. A tab read, Q3 License Transfer Plan V1. Commented. Can this be transferred downstream? Downstream meaning? Dumped on somebody who thinks OSHA is a brand of yoga pants. I didn't flinch. But a siren went off in my mind. Back at my desk, I opened the database I built from scratch in 2016. Every certification, expiration date, governing body, and signature authority. 43 items. 43 pieces of red tape woven into a corporate noose. All tied exclusively to me. I exported, encrypted, zipped, renamed it employee birthday cake list, and emailed it to a private drive. Then cleared my sent items. He reassigned inspection prep to a marketing intern who thought FDA stood for food design aesthetic. Meanwhile, I was assigned to reorganize the janitorial supply shelf. To keep me connected at a foundational level. Foundational. Like mold. I sweetly asked if I still had admin access to our licensing dashboard. Oh, we routed that to Chloe last week. You don't need it. Chloe had just learned what a PDF is. I logged into a hidden terminal and revoked her access from the shadow admin panel I'd never told anyone about. If I was getting kicked off the ship, I sure as hell wasn't leaving them the map. By Wednesday, I was locked out of 3 dashboards that I literally created. HR told me. All requests go through your department manager now. Translation: Matt controls your oxygen. He started slipping grenades into his updates. Legacy redundancies. Potential staffing overlaps. Cute. Like you can overlap a federal signature tied to my biometric profile. So, I scheduled a 10-minute visit to a notary. Had them notarize a voluntary relinquishment of licensing authority. Didn't sign it yet. Just prepared it like a safety pin in case the airbags failed. He reassigned inspection prep to a marketing intern who thought FDA stood for food design aesthetic. Meanwhile, I was assigned to reorganize the janitorial supply shelf. To keep me connected at a foundational level. Foundational. Like mold. I sweetly asked if I still had admin access to our licensing dashboard. Oh, we routed that to Chloe last week. You don't need it. Chloe had just learned what a PDF is. I logged into a hidden terminal and revoked her access from the shadow admin panel I'd never told anyone about. If I was getting kicked off the ship, I sure as hell wasn't leaving them the map. By Wednesday, I was locked out of 3 dashboards that I literally created. HR told me. All requests go through your department manager now. Translation: Matt controls your oxygen. He started slipping grenades into his updates. Legacy redundancies. Potential staffing overlaps. Cute. Like you can overlap a federal signature tied to my biometric profile. So, I scheduled a 10-minute visit to a notary. Had them notarize a voluntary relinquishment of licensing authority. Didn't sign it yet. Just prepared it like a safety pin in case the airbags failed. Finally, Monday arrived. Matt's weekly momentum sink. A TED Talk for sociopaths. Let's start with some candor, he said. And you always know disaster's coming when someone leads with candor. He circled behind my chair. I didn't turn around. Certain legacy roles are no longer aligned with our momentum. Effective immediately. Dana Miller's position has been phased out. A sentence in the air like a bullet. HR handed me glossy termination paperwork. No severance. Just signatures and a forced smile. I signed. Calmly. Requested a printed copy. Because I needed a timestamp for what I was about to unleash. Section 7C. Activated. That night at 7:13 p.m., I got the email. Your authority over licenses #CN 8835-44, FD 2210-98, and MDR 5081-02 has been formally relinquished. Entities dependent on these licenses will be non-compliant in 24 hours. I didn't forward it. I didn't screenshot it. I drank boxed Merlot and watched Golden Girls reruns while their entire operational nervous system prepared to go into cardiac arrest. 2 days later, the Christmas tree from hell lit up. Vendors cannot fulfill shipment. Receiving entity inactive. FDA. API sync. Invalid license holder. Internal dashboard. Every certification flashing red. Matt swaggered into operations with a latte and said, "We'll just update the contact info." Oh sweetie. Oh honey. Updating contact info on a federal license is like putting googly eyes on a grenade. By lunchtime, upper management was panicking. Can we get Dana back? Does her NDA block communication? Who approved the termination? Meanwhile, I was home in sweatpants eating knockoff Cheerios. And someone leaked Matt's Slack message. Anyone know how to override a license expiry tag in the dashboard thingy? Thingy. He called my 5-year project a thingy. I designed that dashboard to lock up, tighter than Fort Knox during a revocation event. He tried to brute force it. It blacklisted his IP and auto-reported him to internal audit. Beautiful. Then Friday, the final boss, FDA randomized inspection. 3 inspectors arrived. Asked for the license holder. Silence. Because there wasn't one. By the time the CEO, Gregory T. Winslow, strutted in from whatever yacht he fell off that morning, the company was in full meltdown. Shipments frozen. Vendors furious. Revenue flatlined. He pulled up my termination file, scanned Section 7C, and whispered. You fired the license holder. Matt tried to defend himself with. I thought we could reassign it. It's a federal license, Gregory growled. Not a damn email alias. Matt was demoted to Associate Project Liaison Level 2. Which is Corporate 4. Sit down. Shut up. Don't touch anything. Then came the offer. A consulting contract. 6 months. Bonuses. A gag order. A desperate little bow on top. I read it twice. No apology. No accountability. Just panic and HR drag. My reply was simple. I don't return to burning buildings. Attached. Section 7C. My revocation confirmation. Your dashboard 72 hours post-termination. You'll notice my name is still there. Grayed out, irreplaceable. Send. Door closed. 3 weeks later, LinkedIn exploded. Dana Miller, Director of Compliance, Stratex Biocore. Hair lighter. Smile sharper. Dressed like a woman who came to collect. Their announcement? Stratex secured Omega Med and Biarch contracts. The crown jewels. The ones Dana's old company bragged about every earnings call. And now? They walked. Because compliance competence was the deciding factor. And Dana was compliance. So yeah. They called me legacy overhead. Turns out? I was the foundation. And they bulldozed the wrong building.